was such an interesting thing.
Rakeel, I can't hear you, buddy.
There's no camera and no sound for Rakeel.
What's with all the noise?
Yeah, the headset seems to be not working right now, so be patient, guys. Rakeel, elbow drop them.
Oh, that's a new sound. Who's making that clicking?
We can try something. I can try to do your voice over, Rakeel. Oh, we can hear you, but from it sounds like you're out of space.
Yes.
So does that mean you sold your mic, Rakeel?
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning to turn 30 and then thinking I really want to do something I really enjoy.
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning to turn 30 and then thinking I really want to do something I really enjoy.
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning to turn 30 and then thinking I really want to
Yeah,
do
you have that little mic stand, don't you?
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning
Hey,
to turn
Raja.
30 and then thinking I really want to
Yeah,
do
you have that little mic stand, don't you?
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning
Hey,
to turn
Raja.
30 and then thinking I really want to
Yeah, you have that little mic stand, don't you?
I really had one of those light bulb moments, like, I have to do this. This is what I want to do.
Probably beginning
Hey,
to turn
Raja.
30 and then thinking I really want to
Yeah, you have that little mic stand, don't you?
Testing, testing. Oh yeah, yeah. Sound is really low. Connect your phone, mute yourself on this, and talk on your phone during Zoom. Quality video. No. Yeah, audio is pretty bad today. Audio is really bad today. There's something wrong with my earphones, my headphones. Yeah, there's something wrong. How can I fix it? What can I do? What can I do to fix this? All right. Yeah, let me get my snowball. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my snowball. Be right back. Hey, Daniel, take your hand from wherever it is right now. Everyone can see it. God damn, man. Man hand. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let's see. Testing. Testing, testing. Testing 1 2 1 2. All right. Yeah, I got my auctioneer mic over here now. Yeah, we're good now. Perfect.
I don't know what's going on there. Let me just pop out this chat. But yeah, man, GJ is on its way. It's on its way. I have an entry from 135.928, and we are heading bullish, man. First target 136.400, and then 136.600. Looking at a 30-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame, it's all bullish, where it's just there's no sells. There's no sells so far. Try to see if someone can get in on a re-entry, but the only problem is right now it's approaching some sort of a resistance, right? This resistance right over here. So you would need some sort of like a support formed on the 30-minute time frame or something like that, and then you can possibly take a buy for price to continue going up. The sound is better actually. Oh, nice. Yeah, I thought so. Boris says he fears wave 2 could hit UK in 2 weeks time. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Gold is ranging at 1954. Can you hear us? No. I can't hear anyone. I can only, yeah, I can't hear anyone. Sound is better than usual. Okay, nice. Forming support on 30-minute. Once price breaks above 136.200, target should be 136.450. I agree with this. I 100% agree with this. I think we are creating that accumulation here on the 15-minute. Accumulation is like, you know, when price reaches a resistance, before it reaches resistance, it creates like a minor support to push up towards resistance there. All the people who have different names here in the Zoom chat, I'm going to remove you in 10 minutes if you don't change the names. And once you're removed, you can't join back. That's just how it is. So these guys here with names like Nick Sean and Sean Lee, change the names. Come on, man. Grow up. We're all grown-ups over here. Let's take a look at this chart. Okay, I already saw this here. Let's take a look at this chart here. Ooh, wrong chart. Wrong chart from Zoom? Come on, man. Alright, let's take a look at Forex Factory here. So we got USD news, you know, low volatility news, nothing major. We got pending home sales later on, expecting numbers to be bad. Bad numbers. Interesting. Changing the number of homes under contract to be sold. Yeah, that's funny because in Canada now there are a lot more houses on for sale, you know, than in the US, I guess. So I don't know, like, we'll see what happens here. We got FOMC later on as well. I think gold won't make a move until FOMC. I think so. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. 135.725. Nice one. Yeah, it's 136.600. It's heading there. Everyone and their grandma knows that's going to go to 136.600. I don't think there should be any issues. The one thing we need to really make sure is now for price to continue on, it needs to respect 136.070, 136.080, this area, because this was a resistance where price reached yesterday after London closed. You know, price reached this resistance. You see, we had a big move up after London closed and all the way going into, you know, like closer towards New York close. Price made a resistance, and then we had price break above this resistance, right? So you'd want to see some sort of a, you know, support form or consolidation here for price to continue on towards 136.400. Okay, let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, this is US 30 4-hour chart. Buy above this area. Okay, looks good. Sell below this area. Yeah, it looks good. I know what's going on here. Let's take a look at pre-markets. You know this mic, my son was using this mic as a hammer for the last month. Seriously, he would grab it like this and he was just don't, you know. But hey, it's still working. It's still working. That's why I had to go find it, because I don't know where you put it. Can you give your thoughts on this chart? Alright, let's take a look. I got a question. With trading, how can you deal with self-doubt? Someone is saying can't hear you. I think it's your speakers. Oh, if you can't hear me, then you didn't really hear that as well. How can you deal with self-doubt? Self-doubt as in a specific trade. I mean, if you think that there's going to be an issue with you taking a trade, probably you shouldn't take a trade, right? But sometimes, you know, like your instinct tells you that this is a good trade. And I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? What's the worst? Always think like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Like if you execute on a trade, what's the worst that can happen? You know, the worst what can happen is like you can lose what you plan to lose, right? Nothing more than that. So you have to be okay with losing. Most times people have issues with self-doubt is because they've taken a string of losses. You know, when you take a string of losses, what happens is that it affects your confidence. It affects your ego too. So I think to gain that confidence back, you have to execute. But like, you know, at the same time, I say just take 1 or 2 trades, because it's going to take time for you to build that confidence back. So you just have to execute. You take 1 trade, you know exactly how much you're at risk, and that's about it. Just know that your mic, it will pick up more background noise since the mic is further away from your mouth. Oh, that's fine. In order to buy right now, we should be looking for some sort of retracement and support form, right? But how do we know that that retracement will not turn into a reversal back down to support? That's something we don't know, right? Because what I'm looking at right over here is, okay, let me just remove this. What I'm looking at right here is that this was resistance, and I'm expecting price to respect this area and then continue moving bullish. You know, but now in my mind, I'm saying that, okay, if price breaks below, let's say 136.080, then there's a higher chance it's going to continue down towards, like, let's say, like this area 135, you know, 920. And that's where my entry is. One entry is right there, 135, 920. So, like, you know, then you're taking a chance. Like, if you're taking buy over here, you're placing a stop below the candles right around here, like around 10, 11 pips. You're expecting this area to hold, and then price to continue up towards 136,400. What happens if a candle breaks previous high or low in the first 2 minutes? It breaks the previous high or the low. I'm in a boat, 1 to 2 trades, but keep losing, 30% win rate. I think that's not a good thing to say, that you keep losing. I mean, if you're losing, you're just saying, oh man, I'm just losing, you know. But when you're losing, there's always a learning opportunity. When you're losing, you can clearly see why you're losing. Like, you need to take a look at how could you take the winning trade? How could you have taken the winning trade? Like, that's very, very important. Like, I think it's really frustrating on someone's part when they lose and they're like, oh man, yeah, I don't know, I'm just losing. Then what? Then what's happening if you're losing, right? You need to figure out how could you have taken the winning trade. I say this every day, man. Every day. Whenever you take a bad trade, there's maybe a chance that there's maybe something in the chart that could have told you that, hey, maybe this wasn't a sell, maybe this was a buy, you know. So that's really important. You need to analyze charts. You need to see that, okay, how could you have taken the winning trade? Looks like he can't hear us, or doesn't want to hear us. Oh yeah, I can't hear you guys because no one's speaking. Let's see here. I think most people undermine the power of, you know, looking at losses and seeing how you should have taken the winning trade. Ignore that. You shouldn't ignore that. Oh man, this thing is going to keep on running. 136,400. $136,400. Let me see this here. Potential target. 136,400. Yep, there we go. So we need to respect 136,080 for 136,400 to hit. Why is the heel behind you? Not in your car? Let's see this here. All right, let's take a look at GU. Whenever I have a string of losses, I have a bad habit of trying to catch more pips rather than sticking to 10 pips. Yep, that's what happens, you know, so you have to really control those urges. Now looking at the daily on GU seems like it's approaching some sort of I mean, there's a big resistance here at 1.31. Oh, what's this? This isn't the regular thing. Regular thing is right here. 1.31. You got resistance at 1.31. Looking down to the 4-hour chart, 4-hour created a support at 1.29. It's also created a resistance at this area here, 1.29500, and it broke it. You know, the London Open 4-hour candle broke above that area. Looking at the 1 hour now, 1 hour is making these series of higher lows, which means that, okay, there's a very high chance price will break up. Now looking at the 30-minute chart, 30-minute is kind of like consolidating, but it's also creating a support to continue moving up. So now this is why it's really important to zoom in on candles, because now when you're zooming in on candles, you can clearly see what's going on. So if you see a candle closing above, let's say 1.29700, that's a better opportunity for price to continue moving up. So just gotta wait at that point. Let's take a look at this chart here. Close 50%, sell below. You helped me so much that I can't thank you enough. Thank you. And the oak tree guy. Oh, okay, oak tree trading guy. Okay, I know now. Let's take a look at this chart here. This chart, entry buy after wait for the 30-minute candle. If this current 15-minute candle close bearish, what should I do? Maybe close half and stop loss at break even, or any advice? It doesn't seem like you're asking for advice. You're asking for what you should do. I think you should take some risk off, right? If the 30-minute candle closes bearish, you should take some risk off and let the rest run. GJ took 75% here. Oh, nice. Now my runner is on for 136,600. Nice. I think a lot of people are in buys here. Some in the middle of here, some from like down over here, some from down over here. Man, we're heading up. We are heading bullish towards 136,400 first. Happy Wednesday. Already made a modest $15 profit this morning by applying what you show us here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Perfect. $15, man, that's pretty good. That $15 can turn into, you know, $50 and then $100. Hey, would you worry about news like NFP if you're in a swing trade and already up 100 pips? NFP is next week. Pretty sure. Yeah, NFP is next week. So this week, you don't need to worry about NFP. You made more on gold than GJ yesterday. Which would you say is a better pair to trade in terms of profitability? I think with that mindset, you should just stop thinking about trading at all. Trading is about making money at the end of the day, but when you start off, it's not about how much profits you can make from a certain pair. It's more about passion. It's more about what pair you're focused on. What do you like more? Like how often can you identify things? And when people come on and say, hey, which pair I can make the most money, I tell them, no, that's the wrong mindset to have. You can't have that mindset. I sometimes enter on 15-minute and end up letting them run sometimes for days. What should I look at when doing this, as 30-minute 1 hour supports aren't relevant as much? Yeah, I think you need to send a chart to kind of like explain the positions you're in, but like at the same time you have to look at the 4 hour, right? The higher time frame, 4 hour, the daily, because right now when we're looking at it, what it seems like we created resistance. Once this 30-minute candle closes bullish, a support has been formed, and then we can continue moving up towards 136,400. And if you look on the daily, it makes sense. Daily makes sense. Not even 136,400, but even 136,500. It just makes perfect logical sense. Because we had a series of resistances here. We had resistances in the middle of June, and then we had resistance first week of July. Price broke up on the 20th of July, came back down the 27th and 28th. They respected this area as support, and it should head off now to the next resistance at 136. 136,600. I'm actually waiting for a second entry to enter on GJ. I have an entry running from 135,920, and I want to take a second entry right in this area. So I'm kind of like waiting. I'm waiting for an entry here. How's the new house? We haven't moved in yet. We're moving in on Friday. Hey, I keep getting into positions impulsively. My trade ideas work, but I end up entering at wrong time and lose. What should I do? Maybe don't enter impulse trades. Did you enter after 30-minute close at 9:20? No, I entered last night before I went to bed. So it was like somewhere over here. I had like a 30 pip stop. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Okay, so this chart is sent in the gulag, and then the comment was, any thoughts on this? My thoughts on this chart is, we don't know what you're trying to do. No idea. You're trying to take profits over here. Yeah, sure, perfect, it can work out. But you need some labeling here. You need some labeling, some markup over here, so we know what you're trying to do, what you're thinking. Are you going to enter on GJ? Yes, I'm looking for a second entry, but I'm waiting. Because if a second entry is going to happen, it's going to happen somewhere over here. So I'm waiting to take a second buy, and that buy is going to be my New York buy, which will run all the way towards 136,400. So, waiting. Oh, fib looked invalid. Yeah, this is from the gulag. This is straight from the gulag. Oh, what if I bring everyone up over here? All right, perfect. Brought everyone up in the top. I see resistance in 136, 154. What do you think? Yeah, sure. I think if you respect this area, we should break that minor resistance you talk about, like right over here, and we should continue moving on. So I'm just waiting. Let's take a look at GU. GU is now ranging right now. Let's just streamline this bottom zone here. And maybe bring it like this. Is your previous entry another swing trade test? Yes, that's my second swing trade go on GJ. First one got stopped out. This one is running nice, so it should continue on. What do you think about buy stops above those candles? I don't like those buy stops above those candles, because if you're going to have a buy stops above those candles, then your stop is going to be around 15-16 pips, right? But let's say if this 30-minute candle closes bullish somewhere over here, then your stop is going to be 8-9 pips, you know? So what do you like, 15 pip stop loss or 9 pip stop loss? I like a 9 pip stop, you know? Who are the people on camera with you? These are all my friends. You can see here on the right hand side, on the left hand side there's Sacha. Next to Sacha there's Daniel Savage. Next to Daniel there's Mana. Then there's Jaden. Then next to Jaden there's, so all you guys are in a line, you know. Oh, Daniel Savage got the golden goat. Yeah, I'm gonna steal that from you when I come to Miami. How much is the standard commission, or does that vary on broker? Yes, broker. Would you say paying $4 is too much? $12? Yes, way too much. $12 is way too much commission. I pay $7 per standard lot. I was wondering how much caution I should have on EU. I think you need to send a chart first. Would you say the area between 136,400 and 136,600 is a rejection area on the daily? No, I don't think so. It's a rejection area, because on the weekly, that's a wick fill. You know, that's a complete wick fill at 136,600. So that's why I'm targeting 136,600. On the daily, that's the rejection area, yes. But I'm expecting price to continue up here. Now, in the smaller time frames, we need the support to be formed. We need the support to be established here. I was stopped out pre-London. Is my analysis wrong? Let's take a look at this. So you 30-minute candle time frame, I entered after 15-minute candle print bullish. Okay, so you entered a buy here. Price came down and stopped you out. Okay. No, the analysis was wrong. I think this 30-minute candle, it did a deeper retest. So I think at this day you need to see that how could you have taken a second entry? You know, how could you have given your trade a second chance? I think a second chance could have been, let's take a look at the 15-minute here. Yeah, it was very difficult. Very, very difficult. I think looking at the 1 hour, maybe could have, because this was the candle that stopped you out, right? Came down below this wick and stopped you out. I think somewhere on the 1 hour over here, maybe looking at this 1 hour candle could have given you a second chance of an impulse entry. Because now when you see that, where's my zoom? All right. Because now when you see that, okay, if this 1 hour candle is breaking the high over here, and if you could keep the stop below the current candle, I think then you could have had like another second chance entry for price to continue moving bullish. You know, so that's something we did a little like a learning experiment here, right? Maybe that's how you could have taken a second entry. So 15-minute candle is about to close over here. I want to enter my second position once this candle closes. It may not give me a chance, but I'll try to do something here. All right. With 15-minute strong bullish, would buys be valid? Yeah, they'll be valid, but the probability is going to be low. So what I'm going to do is I opened another position over here, right here, as this 15-minute candle is about to close in 5 minutes. This is a lower risk position. My stop is below the previous 30-minute candle right over here, and I'm anticipating price to continue on towards 136,400. That's something I'm going to do. Why is GJ popular among swing traders? Oh, among traders. I don't know. I mean, any pair is popular among people if they trade that pair all the time. I mean, I trade GJ all the time, so you know that's something I know. Any thoughts on plan for GJ? Yes, I think GJ is going to continue moving bullish. Bullish, boom, boom, boom. The other thing is this 1 hour candle just started, right? This 1 hour candle just started. So whenever a candle just starts, it might come down to do a retest. I mean, look, the 1 hour candle just started like 10 minutes ago, you know. So the only thing I'm cautious about is that it may come down, but it shouldn't go below the low of the previous 1 hour candle. That's the whole bias on these buys. It shouldn't break the low of the 1 hour candle. If you get 15-minute candle closing bullish here, that would give confidence in the 30-minute candle to close bullish. And if you get the 30-minute candle closing bullish, then, man, I think we're clear to go up. So someone said bags are loaded and we're ready to take off. I think that's a great idea. Secure like 10 pips around here, 136,280, and then let the rest run towards, 136,400. All right, USD CAD buys. Let's take a look here. Entered as price broke this high. Okay, leaving around to see if it reaches my TP. Is my TP valid? Yeah, I think your TP is pretty valid. Your TP is valid. Your TP is right at this area right over here. But think at the same time, close 50% position, stop loss at break even. Okay, perfect. Yeah, if your stops are at break even at this point, I think you're good. Can you put the link in Ted's chat? Oh, I forgot to hit enter. Only doubt is, should I close more partials or should I let my whole position run? See, now this is the thing. If you are in these buys, you need to know how much do you really want to secure. Once you secure that, just let the rest run. But you really need to be okay with what you have secured so far. Right now, this trade here is running, I wouldn't say nice because it's only up 4 pips, but 4 pips is 4 pips, right? I'll take. So it should continue moving bullish here. If there's a Brexit announcement, I think Brexit announcement should really push GJ bullish. Man, imagine Brexit comes up. What a highlight is this going to be today if Brexit happens. Because we know any Brexit news pushes GJ bullish. Bullish. Where is your stop loss? I'm having problems reading. It's right over here. Are you waiting for 15-minute to close or have you executed already? I don't know what people see on the screen. I have no idea what the gulag is seeing on the screen. I mean, you guys see charts or you guys see mermaids dancing? I mean, I don't know what's going on. How many percentage you secure after 10 pips? 75%, 70%. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, wrong chart. Wrong chart. Oh, somebody just entered sells on gold. Yeah, I don't know about sells based on the 4 hour because it just doesn't look that good. You got a support over here. Price is in an uptrend. I mean, I don't know. 30-minute candle close bullish. I hope you win. I really hope you win. I think people that ask if you're in a position is because they don't know trading view, I guess. No, I think people are not confident in their executions or in their analysis. That's why they really want to make sure the person next to them is in a position. It's like when you go and take a test, and if you don't know fuck all, what's going to happen is you're going to look for someone else's answers, and you're going to really want to make sure if they have the right answer so you can like copy the right answer. That's what happens here, man. This is the grown-up examination here every day. You know, where people, they really want to make sure someone is in a trade so that they can take that same trade, even though they want to take the same trade, you know, but they'll have that hesitation. I think it comes from like not willing to lose what they want to lose, something like that, you know. So, you know, I'm in this trade, and if price comes down towards, you know, 136.060, then, like, you know, I'm gonna, this is gonna be losing trade, you know. So you should always be okay with your risk. Always be okay with your risk. Oh wow, look at that. It's coming down. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Man, if this 15-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 15-minute candle, I'm going to close 50% positions. Okay, it's breaking the low over there, closing 50% right over here. I closed 50% right over here, and now I'm letting the rest run. I was reading news for a minute. Auto BE on Magic Keys saves lives here. Oh. Why didn't you wait till the close? Because I trust myself too much. I trust myself too much. Price is rejecting 4-hour support, so on 30-minute I entered this trade with anticipation that the lower time frame resistance will be broken. Does this make sense? Yes, it does make sense. Let's take a look here. Took impulsive buys, should have waited for support to be formed. Yes, that's true. Ooh, man, this is coming down. That's all right. That's okay. Because our risk is managed anyway. How to read 15-minute candles for confirmation in high time frames. I think you need to read a combination of all the candles. It's really important. You need to read a combination of all the candles and then go it that way. Because let's take a look at GU here, right? You need to look at the daily. So we're looking at the daily. Daily is bullish. You're looking at the 4-hour. 4-hour is kind of like bearish, trying to do some sort of retest perhaps. Looking at the 1 hour. 1 hour is dropping even further down. So maybe the next area where 1 hour is going to come down to, it's going to be right over here, you know, 1.29, you know, 500. So there are definitely no buys on GU because the candles are all bearish here now. On GJ, what I'm looking at right now is that it's coming down. I think it's going to come down to my stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my position right over here. Yeah, perfect. I'm going to close my position right over here. And probably going to wait for like a better confirmation maybe. Just gotta wait. Yeah, better confirmation here. So this was a losing trade. Let's put this one over there. My little auctioneer mic. Trade one, GJ. Negative 9 pips. Oh, negative 8 pips. Had an 8 pip loss. It's up in the trend line. Bad trade. Oh, that's fine. We're still in an uptrend. Like, you know, so this was the first buy I took in the pre-New York here, right? Normally, so my bias is bias. Normally, I give 2 chances to my bias. This was the first chance. The second chance is going to be wherever it makes a support. So now I know I gotta wait for that support to be formed. But the one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna change my bias. It's not like I'm gonna change my bias to sells all of a sudden. I'm gonna keep it what it is unless the sells are really screaming. Unless, you know, price breaks below this area, comes down, comes up to create a resistance. If a resistance is formed, that's the only reason I'm gonna change my bias to sells. But other than that, I'm still sticking to buys, and I just gotta wait right now. No trades before FOMC, brah. No trade day for reals. That's why we ranged all week. FOMC has nothing to do with GPJPY, kind sir. It has a lot to do with gold. It has a lot to do with GU, you know. How many pips in drawdown did you close? It says, oh, I fixed it. 8 pips. Yes, sir. Whoever's drawing those candles, I 100% agree with that. This 30-minute candle is about to close, and this is going to be a second entry once it closes. Second chance. Second chance coming up. He can't hear you, Ted. No, Ted is not speaking. That's why we can't hear. Man, people assume so many things, man. Oh, he is speaking? Oh, shit. I have to fix my things over here. I'm in auto roast mode. Alright. Gotta figure that out now. Speakers. Oh, there you go.
We just had to just watch the zone. Like stops should be over here for this area here. That's the only thing. That's why if you're waiting, like that's the reason why like this was going to return here because of this area here. I was just waiting for this to leave altogether. So like maybe I might get a trade up here somewhere like at 8 a.m. Like because this is going to rock it up. This is a 7 o'clock mishmash. Like we see this all the time. That's why when you close your trade, I was like, oh, I don't know if we should do that.
Yeah, I got in a.
You had a good position. Yeah, you had a good position. I was just gonna say your stop. If it was just a little bit deeper, you'd be good because this whole area here is a zone, and these candles here haven't left yet. So once this candle leaves above here, we should be good at that point. You're off to the races. But this is pretty good. I mean, the only thing I'd be worried about is if the next candle forms like this and then starts to drive, that's going down that way, then I'd be like, oh, that's no good. But this is just normal GJBS. The UK chaps just running around drinking their alcohol.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
I do like all the people losing the trades though. Like, I lost. It's like, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's one trade. I lost a trade yesterday, you know. It was okay.
Oh. Damn. It's a bad trader, man. Losing trades.
I know.
Yeah, so this is a second and a last chance I'm going to give these buys here on this candle. The candle's about to close in 6 minutes, so I think it's pretty good. Man, I've been taking some risks this week because I've been up this week. It's just like some risks and they've been paying off.
That's the way to push the account.
Yeah, leveraging profits.
Yeah, like that trade that you took earlier that you got stopped at, I know because you're up today. That's why you just jumped in that trade.
Yeah.
It's easy if you have good risk management and you're already up big for the week. Man, it's a great feeling coming in on a Wednesday or Thursday and just hammering the crap out of the market, just seeing how much more you can press it. Right? Because, you know, you have your sort of goal in mind. Like, people always ask what your goal is, but I mean, you know what you're comfortable with, like maybe, 15, 20, 20,000 for the week or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden you're at like 25 or 30,000. It's like, man, if I take this 5,000 and I can press it to like 40, 45,000, like that's going to be huge. And when you see the opportunity and you do that, like that gold trade, that's perfect. Like, you just take a shot. You're either losing like 2 or 3K or you're winning like 10 or 15K, right? So like, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's advanced level risk management. Like people ask me about that, I don't teach that because it's just going to confuse you. It's a comfort level, and you have to design that yourself, like when to push the gas pedal and when to release. I mean, because if you tell everybody how to do that, they're just going to blow their accounts because they're going to, oh, this is the time to do it, and it's not like that. There's not a special time where you say, hey, now because I'm up 10 or 15% on my account, I can risk 5%. It's like the market conditions have to be there as well. Like with gold, that was a perfect scenario because it flew all the way up, and there's going to be a hard retracement, right? And through experience, that there's going to be a massive pullback, and you just happen to catch it.
What's this? Let's take a look here. 15-minute recent resistance. If price close above 30-minute recent resistance but below the 15-minute recent resistance, do you think it's still good to execute buy, Raja? I mean, I'm in the buy because if this is holding, then we should continue moving up. So I don't know what more to add to that. I mean, if you think there's a resistance, then you have to wait, right? But I don't think there's a resistance. I think we should continue up towards 134,600 because, I mean, we just discussed this whole scenario. You just have to be confident, Edric. I think you overthink a lot. I mean, price is just going to go up or just going to go down. That's it. It's not going to go sideways. It's not going to go horizontal like diagonally. It's just going to go up or it's just going to go down. That's it. And if you think it's going to go up, you need to choose an area where your stop is going to be, take a trade, and that's it. That's basically it. And you need to do this once a day. And if it's a loss, you can go back and see how you could have been had a better entry. What could you have done? You make note of that. And then you come back the next day and you do the same thing again. You think it's going to go down, you take a sell, you see where your stop is going to be, and then you let it play out. This trade here, this is the second chance I'm giving for the buys, and I know my stop is down here. If it comes down to stop loss, whatever. But if it goes up, awesome, it's a winning trade. And I don't think there should be any overthinking in that. If you're overthinking, I think you're not comfortable with the risk, and you come back the next day and then you come back the day after that, you do one trade like that. And that's what takes time. That's what people don't want to put time in because, sometimes if you take a trade, your trade gets stopped out in, let's say, the first 5 minutes. Then what? Are you going to sit down and, wait for more trades? No, you're going to wait for the next day. And that's the hardest part. When you took a trade, your trade stopped out in 5 minutes. The hardest part is to wait for the next day. That's the hardest part. When people talk about, oh, you gotta put time on the charts, you gotta grind on the charts. No, you don't want to grind on the charts. You only gotta look at the charts for about 2 to 3 hours a day. That's it. All these things about, oh, you gotta put in the time every day, 10 hours, 12 hours. Man, trading is about having independence of time. If you're spending 10, 12 hours on charts, where's your independence of time? Where? It's not there. Man, you're just looking at the charts. You gotta have independence of time. So that's why 2-3 hours and then just go to the next. Look what we do. We come here every day, New York session, 1 trade, 2 trade a day, that's it. Then we come back the next day. And then the next day, and then the next day. Keep on coming back. People think we're not going to come back one day, but we keep on showing up. I need a hologram of Raja so when I overtrade, he appears. Hey, what are you doing? Has anyone noticed the behavior of the markets on yen pairs on FOMC day? Yes. And every time it's different. So today is going to be different as well. Oh, Ted is talking?
No, I wasn't talking. I was just, as you were doing your speech, I was just drawing out what people should be looking at. That's my idea right now. That's what I'm looking at. So you can see we have a previous zone that we can tap back into. We have the range that we're looking at. So if you're obviously your bias right now would be buys because we do have higher time frame bullish movement. So we're buys. If you're trading that, and then I'm looking to say, hey, if we break certain levels, we'll be going down. If we don't, we're going up, and that's what I'm anticipating happening. So if you're in the trade, this is what you should be planning as you're going. I don't have a speaker on. I never have speakers on my computer. Just really weird. I guess your mic is echoing my mic or something, Raj. The whole YouTube chat is going nuts. Jeez.
Yeah, something's happening.
So the sound quality is fine.
Yeah.
What's that?
When you first started trading without the live stream, did you feel lonely? No. We all basically traded in like a group for the most part since we started. The only time I traded alone was in the Asian sessions. Those were lonely times. Yeah, it started from the bottom, now we're here. So we got a 30-minute candle closing bullish. So support has been formed. So now, as Ted was saying, you have a support formed, and there's a very high chance next candle can continue moving bullish. And I think that bullish push could also happen as we move into the NY Open. So I think it's going to be a really, really good move going up towards 136,400. I can't wait. Can't wait for that. I think we are in a good track. So if you see this situation right here on GJ, right? This is the ideal position to take buys. This is the ideal position to take buys. If these buys don't play out, then the odds of these buys not playing out was there. It's not like your analysis was wrong. There are odds. There's probability. Now, if you were to ask someone, what's the probability of price heading up? Someone's going to say, the probability of price heading up is more than the probability of price going down. That's it. That's all what you need to know. When you add the word but, B-U-T, but, when you say the probability of price going up is high, but, when you add that but, now you're adding self-doubt. You can't say but. You cannot say that word. You saying but is like, when someone says but, I'm like, yeah, no, just don't trade. So, and for price to go down and break this low, the probability is low. So it's a lower probability. So you have to understand, right? At any given time, those both probabilities can play out. So price has a high probability of going up than going down. So we'll stick with buys.
Yeah, I just took a buy. I'm going to be in my stop loss is 136,064. That's where my stop is. So I just took a position. I'm in at 136. What is it here? Yeah, 136, 114.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going to pull all the way back first before it goes up. So I'm prepared.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's just making like a liquidity wick on the 30-minute candle to continue bullish.
Yeah, it's fine. I believe. We have at least to 136, 300 minimum, so I'm okay.
Yes. GU, once it breaks above here, it's also heading bullish. Gold is ranging. Gold's probably going to range till FOMC. It's probably going to be nothing on gold till FOMC. Let's take a look at US 30 here. Ooh, US 30 is also ranging. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour tapped into a support. It looks like it's creating some sort of a resistance here on the 4 hour candles. If we zoom in here a little bit, yeah, it's ranging. Imagine how much is, okay, stupid Wednesdays always slow. I don't think so. Wednesdays are pretty volatile. Pretty volatile. They are, I guess the institutions are watching us right now. Someone told me that we have some big players here who watch the stream every day. They're probably watching this right now, and you know, hey, maybe they'll push the price down. If you think the boogeyman, the stop hunts exist, this is when the stop hunts can happen. They're like, oh, all these guys, they're all in buys right here. We got what, 2,600 people, 2,600 plus 200, 2,800 people. They're all in buys. Yeah, let's take all their money. Let's collectively take their $500. All right, your JPY. Oh, your JPY is coming down over here. Created resistance here to come down to maybe this support. What do you think the best way to backtest is? The best way to backtest is to look at the pair at the same time every day. That's the best way to backtest. Let's say if I want to start trading, let's say GPCAD, right? Oh wow, GPCAD is running up over here. So if I want to start trading GPCAD, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to look at GPCAD every day at New York session, you know, and every day I'm going to see that, okay, if it's forming something like this, then I would, in my mind, I would say, okay, well, you know what, it should continue up to this area, you know, and if it works out, I'm like, okay, perfect, it worked out. And the next day I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the same thing. You know, I'm going to paper trade it and I'm going to see if it works or not. And after a month, I'm going to have some data, and that data is going to tell me, okay, like, you know what, my anticipations on GPCAD have been correct for the past month. I think now it's time for me to maybe try executing trades on GPCAD. So that's the best way to backtest. It takes a long time, but that's the proper way to backtest. Because now you're backtesting in a live environment. Because that's not a backtest, that's like a live testing. So let me just make up this word, right? Live testing. Yeah, you want to do live testing, because then you're testing your patience, you're testing your, like, you know, like your pivot entries, whatever. But when you do backtesting, like going back, let's say a couple of weeks back, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna backtest from 2018 all the way to 2020. This is not the right way to, I mean, it is. People are gonna might fight with me, but like, I don't think this is the right way to backtest, because in this way you're not learning about patience, you're not learning about emotional control, because the candles are already made for you, you know, and you can just click next, and the candles can just go further along. But the most important thing in trading is testing patience, you know, and patience you can only test by live testing. So if you look on GJ is coming down over here, but make sure you have your stops right here, right? Make sure you have your stops in place. Make sure you know exactly how much you're risking so that it doesn't come on as a surprise. Is that classified as resistance as well as support? Yes. So basically the whole idea is that we're expecting this resistance to break bullish as we move into, you know, New York open volume. But if it comes down and breaks the low on the 30-minute, then, you know, it's not a trade. So either way, it's going to be a really good highlight. If I hit stop loss or it hits TP, you know, still going to be a great highlight. How do I know if a broker is making profit when I lose and a broker that only profits with commissions? You know what? That's an age-old question. That how do you know if a broker makes profit when you lose? The thing is, you're still losing. So it doesn't matter if broker is making profit or not. You're still losing. You know, it's not like when you go to a broker who doesn't B-book you, you're going to start winning automatically. No, you're still going to lose. So you got to make sure you don't lose.
I'm always confused about what the issue is with all these myths and creatures when it comes to brokerages. You find a broker that you trust and you like, and if they make your deposits okay and they make your withdrawals okay, that's all you really need to worry about. I don't know, like, do you go to a restaurant and watch the chef cook the meal? Not really. I mean, you hope that when you go to the restaurant, they've had enough experience cooking the meal that you're not going to get sick. I think the same thing goes with brokerages. Is you choose a broker based on maybe what your friends recommend, based on, you know, sort of what other people have said, and you just use them. I mean, trying to figure out what a broker is doing or why a broker is doing what they're doing, it becomes very difficult for you to do that. You know, because it's a private organization, first of all. Second of all, you wouldn't know the difference, what people are doing on the back end. I think we just have to go with the basis of just do what you feel or you're comfortable with. You know, there's so many times where, you know, if you don't feel that the broker is being fair to you, you can just leave, or you can request them to audit the trade. I mean, if a broker audits your trade and provides exact data, you can't really argue with them. And if they don't want to do that, then maybe it's time to leave that brokerage, right? So I think you just have to use your own due diligence. I mean, you know, 10 people will like one broker, 10 people will hate that same broker. You know, you just have to do what you feel is comfortable and work with who you believe is working in your best interests at that point. To say the broker's trying to make you lose, or the broker's stop hunting you and stuff like that, that's an old wives' tale. It doesn't make sense. In today's day and age, in 2020, there's too much information on the internet about what a broker could do to hurt you. It makes no sense for them to do that, because they will lose business, and the whole idea behind being in the brokerage business is to make money. So it's to treat your customers fairly, treat them with respect, and make sure that they have a fair trading environment. And if you have a broker that doesn't provide you that, switch brokers. There's tens of thousands of brokers out there. I mean, it's worse than a used car sales, used car shop. You know, like, you know, you can buy a used car on every street corner. It's the same thing with a broker. So find one that you're comfortable with, and there you go. Maybe use 2 or 3. Spread your money out so that you're diversified. You know, things of that nature. So just do your homework, do your diligence, and you'll be fine in the long run.
Yeah, the only thing I worried about a broker was that if I could get my withdrawals, that was it.
Yeah, that's all I ever worried about. That was literally all. I still remember my first withdrawal back in 2015, and it was just sitting back, or I think maybe April 2016. I was sitting there waiting for like 3 days. I didn't sleep because I had done a withdrawal, and I was like, am I going to get my money? I finally made money. Am I going to get it? And then when it came, I was like, oh yeah. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, why wouldn't they pay me? Like, you know, it doesn't make sense for them not to pay me.
Yeah, because then they won't be in business.
Yeah. Oh, this trade is in drawdown. I'm in minus. Oh no. I'm stressed.
Everybody, bonjour. Raja, mon ami from France. It's Lens on air. Everybody is fine. Peace on everyone. I think the English took a little nosedive over there, but peace to you too, my friend. How many losses do you take until you say, okay, I'm done for the day and I'll come back tomorrow? Oh, this is the last trade, man. This is the last trade. If this hits my stop, then I'm done for the day. I'm done for the day. You know, I'm not going to sit around and try to take a third trade to make up for the loss. So first trade was the loss. If this hits stop loss, it's going to be the second trade for the loss, and then I'm going to be done for the day. You know, because you have to understand, you have to treat your losses just like you treat your winners. When you have a winning trade, you're like, okay, I'm done for the day. You come back the next day. When you have a losing trade, you're like, okay, I'm done for the day, and then you come back the next day, because the trade is a trade. Whether it's a win or a loss, a trade is a trade. I mean, a loss shouldn't like, you know, make you take another trade, or a win, just like a win shouldn't force you to take another trade. Looking at your trade while it's in drawdown when your bias analysis makes sense is character building. Yeah, I generally don't look at the trade when I'm in the trade, because I look at the trade, like, let's say if this is a 30-minute time frame, I look at it on maybe like, I don't really look at it. I look at it every 15 minutes or 10 minutes just to see, you know, where price is, and that's about it. Hey Raja, if after you say you're done for the day, then you immediately spot a perfect opportunity, would you enter? I wouldn't see the perfect opportunity because I'm busy. So I wouldn't enter because I wouldn't see it. I mean, this is the thing, man. It's really simple. When you come to trading and you know that you should be trading between 6:30, let's say for me, right, from 6:30 to 9 a.m. And it wouldn't make sense for me to look at the charts at like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. You know, in the same time, like, you know, when you go to work from like 9 to 5, you wouldn't stay at work after 5, because, you know, you'll be like, hey, you know, like, I'm done, I'm gonna go home. No one sits there in the parking lot just to stare at the building and say, I wonder what Lisa's doing in there. I wonder what Jonathan had for supper today. You know, you don't do those things. You just go home because you want to go home. Same thing here with this thing over here. You know, you start, and when it's time for you to finish, you finish. Would you close half now with the 15-minute bearish close? No. I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to keep it open because I'm in profits for the week. So I'm going to let this one slide. So I'm using the leverage. So I'm going to let this one slide. Will you upload Hindi tutorial videos? Probably. Only reason I haven't closed at all is because I'm expecting the volume push at NY open to give me my buy. 30 minutes just grabbing liquidity. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why, like, you know, my stop is at 136.065.
Oh, we're holding on for dear life here.
We're holding the ropes here of the bull now.
Yeah. This boat's rocky. I'm watching. I'm like, I'm in profit. I'm out of profit. I'm in profit. I'm out of profit. Good old trading.
All right, let's take a look here.
But you're still holding your earlier positions, right, Jack?
Yes.
Very good.
Well, I closed everything except for the 15 lot I have from like 135.920.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
That one's up like a good 20 pips.
Yeah, that's good.
I might be up 1 pip soon. There we go. I'm up 1 pip. Oh, no, not anymore.
Up a pip, no.
Yeah. It's not fair.
But you know what? Looking at the monthly candle, I still believe that GG should continue rallying for the next 2 days.
Oh yeah, man. Here's the thing about this monthly candles over here. This is 135 here, right? This green arrow. April closed below 135. May closed below 135. June tapped up into 139 but closed below 135. If this July closes above 135, man, August is continuing bullish.
Yeah, I mean,
We
I'm
should
expecting
fill up.
at least 138.
We should fill up at least to 137 by the end of the month.
Well, 137 is just 60.
Oh well, sorry, like above that daily candle or whatever, the weekly candle, monthly candle.
Yeah.
Way to fill
Yeah. My idea is on GE we should get a nice rally for the next 2 days, at least 200 pips.
Holy cow! All right, I'm gonna hold this trade forever.
No, next 2 days, yeah. Because basically yesterday we didn't have any heavy move, and we have seen these rallies on GEA Tuesday or Wednesday. So,
Yeah. If we can finish bullish with this 30-minute candle just a little bit, the next candle will take off for the open because it'll spill over into 8 a.m. So that's what I'm banking on.
okay.
That's my idea. I've seen it happen enough, but we're stuck in that range. So I'm hoping that we just get a little pop towards the last 5 minutes of the 7 a.m. candle, and that should bring us to our destiny.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because just looking at the way these are forming, so these are rejections. So each of those rejections we're leaving. So the next candle should reject around here and continue up if this candle doesn't blast through. But if you're worried, I mean, you can definitely, if you're worried, you can definitely close your position as it breaks up. If you want to get out, like if you want to close your position, you should be okay at that point if you do want to go further up. I'm 4 pips in profit, so if you want to close at 5 pips in profit, that's not really bad. If you're not comfortable fighting through this range. I think at this point we should be good. Maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, the 5-minute candles are still stuck in that range. So, but if you get a little bit of a pop to like 136, 170, you may want to get out before the 8 a.m. carnage. If you're not comfortable with this trade, if you're comfortable, then you can probably stick it out. But if you're worried right now, this would be a good time for you to start managing the risk, maybe moving your stop up a bit and, just tightening things up as we get to 8 a.m. If you're not comfortable.
Yeah, I want to see some candles behaving like this. New York open, like Raja said before, earlier. We're gonna have a decent push.
My speakers aren't on, guys. I know how to use a fucking computer. Like, holy shit.
No, it's me. It's me.
I hate when people think that I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, I never have any system on. I have just the YouTube site open and my charts open and Zoom open. I have 3 monitors. Those are the 3 monitors that I'm using.
It's like when my dad says, "How do you open the email?"
Yeah, it's like, man, we've been doing this for 2 years. You don't think I know what I'm doing? Like, holy cow.
GJ. All right, this 1 hour candle is closing weak bullish candle. 15-minute candles are closing like a bearish candles. So we got 7 minutes left for this to close. Price needs stop losses at a very nice position here. If price breaks this low, then then this trade is no longer valid at this moment. Oh, looks like USD CAD continued moving bullish here. I remember this chart. Someone sent this chart moving up to this area. Do I still have it? I think I still have it. Oh,
I think this 30-minute candle is a fake out.
Yeah, let's see how this closes in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Alright, let's take a look at this chart.
I'm gonna wait till it gets out of this range.
Yeah, this 30-minute candle is a fake out. I know what's happening. This is horrible. It's testing our patience. Because once it breaks out, it's going to break to the upside.
Do you
would like to see this 30-minute candle closing 136 to 1.
Oh, no, that's not happening in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, never say never with GJ.
Don't say that to GJ. I drew the candles, so trust the candles. Let's see.
Okay. Man, if it goes to 200 in 5 minutes, like, holy cow, that'd be...
Boris can come out and talk about vaccines, and there we go.
We're at 135. Okay. All right. Maybe.
Now your profits again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
40. Holy.
200. To be honest, 136, 200 should be fine.
Looks like GJ bouncing on 4-hour resistance. Yeah, so this was the support held, and this is the resistance was held here, and now support is being held over here. So theoretically, in the book of technical analysis, it says that this should continue moving bullish. That's what it says in the book of technical analysis, right? And it moves, and price only moves when there's volume in the market. So
How are we getting to 200 in 2 minutes? Holy cow.
Look
Curran is the oracle.
because
We're actually doing it. Wow. Look
Look at the 5 minute. I know you have
Yeah.
4 different time frames open, so.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, the 5 minutes going to be that rocket blast tough for the last couple of minutes. This is where you get your perfect close and you finish in profit. Holy cow.
ooh,
Right, GJ. Come on.
GJ,
You can do it.
GJ,
Do it for 10. Come on, GJ. You can
Let's
do
go.
it.
I don't
There you
care.
go.
for Kobe.
For Kobe.
There you go.
I can't believe you got 205 minutes. Wow.
But that is GJ, and we know that GJ tends to move a lot.
5 minute? That 5 minute candle. Holy cow. Nice.
Let's go, GJ.
Because that's the kind I needed.
He called it right on the top too. Jesus.
All right, we're coming to NY Open.
Yeah, well, you know what? If you're in this trade right now and you're at 200 and you don't want to be in this trade anymore, I would close right here just
I will
before.
secure, yes, that's your. Yeah.
But I mean, technically speaking, if we hold at this level now, we should be in good. But if we're up at that point, you know, if you're not comfortable in this zone or this range, get out right now. This is your chance. Honestly, this is your chance to get out because it's going to rip right back potentially, and then you're going to be like, oh man, I should have closed in profits.
Don't listen to these guys. Don't listen to these guys. Hold it.
If it doesn't close over 185, back down.
This is JP Morgan. This is JP Morgan. Hold it.
It's gonna be a rocket ship.
Yeah.
Yes, this is JP Morgan calling, guys.
JP Morgan.
GJ's going to drop.
JP Morgan is fueling up the rocket ship right now, and GJ putting in some high octane fuel to continue moving.
But I mean, in all honesty, if you're not comfortable right now, this would be the time for you to exit the trade and take profit. But if you want to hold, this is where we're going back. We're going up to 287.
That's true.
So your choice. You have 2 options right now. Don't tell anybody that you didn't get the option to leave when you had a chance to leave. But we're going to 287.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
Look at that 5 minute candle.
Holy, that
25 mark.
Close right before 8.
It's coming for the 250. Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Just remember, 8 o'clock, you're going to get a pullback potentially. So
Man, if this 1 hour candle close the way it's closing, I don't see a heavy retracement, to be honest.
Gotta risk it for the biscuit, brothers.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I agree with Kerwin. Like the way it's closing, I think it's such a, just rip.
There
Yes!
you go.
Let's get it.
there we go. So
Yeah, I think
you can hold, have a good time.
this is the point where you should be securing something.
Yep.
I'm about to
Move
say,
your
break
stop
even
loss
at
to
least.
profit. Move your
Break
stop
even
loss
at
to
least.
profit. Do what you need to do. I'm 4
Yeah.
pips in stop profit.
I'm securing the last positions, but the 2 positions that I'm running from London at 135, 868. I still have it.
Who?
I still want to see
Who
GG
got 10
continue
pips?
growing.
Yep. There's 280. Boom.
Yeah,
Close and enjoy.
10 pips in the bag, and you can put stops at break even at this point,
There
and
we
let
go.
let the rest run.
I'll take 18 pips. I'm done.
I'm
Just before
gonna-
8 o'clock. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna see the replay because I want to see if the candles I drew were on point.
Ooh, wow. Well, guys, if you guys took the trade here in the YouTube chat, man, give a like on the stream. This was really stress-free trading.
Oh yeah, whatever. That's a lie.
It got stressful a little bit. No. But we fixed it though. We fixed it. We fixed it.
No, but the same happened this morning during London. It had a hard time breaking a 136 flat, and but it's still running, man.
Yeah. Oh
This is
god
gonna be one
damn.
of those days that GJ started rallying.
Come on, Brexit. Come on.
I closed over here. I'm good.
And there you have the new hour candle.
18 pips. That's what I took. So I'm okay. That's
Stress-free.
Yeah.
Stress-free.
It'll be good. Now, if you want, if you move into the 15-minute time frames or the 5-minute time frames, you can adjust your stops. So maybe your stop will be over here now at this point. You don't need to worry about this. Similar to what we said earlier, if there's a retest, it's probably going to come to this area here, if anything. So just be aware. But you technically, I mean, this is your candle. This is the trade. This candle here. You should have been closed and enjoying your day now. If you go for extra, that's on you. But yeah, no, it worked out really well. The last 5, you could have probably traded the last 5-minute candle, right? Yeah, it was the last 5. You could have got in at 7:55 and you wouldn't have had a drawdown at all.
Ooh, wow, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's why I ask you to check the 5-minute candle.
Yeah. It's good. We held support, so there you go. It's gonna pop a little bit more.
We're the best, man.
There you have it. It's
There you go.
It's a blessing.
Yo,
So
this
now
is
your stop is right over here. This is where you place your stop. If you're in over here, that's your stop, and let it run now. So this is what you secured. You should be happy with that, and then whatever comes up now, just take what you want. But you can see this is a new zone we're coming up into. I had a zone at 287. That's why I closed where I closed.
Okay.
for everyone who came here, man. You all got successfully scammed today.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, successful scamming here. Scam the markets.
Hopefully nobody's in cells.
You know, I went live on Instagram earlier, and there was like 10 people calling cells on GJ. I was like, I
Were
literally
they?
ended my live. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this.
Oh yeah, that was around 3 a.m., right?
Man.
Kermit was hacking. Someone said Kermit was hacking the charts here.
Kermit.
Yeah, they spelled your name wrong.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, if we're looking at if you look and you say, you know, this was pretty stressful, which, you know, probably was for a lot of people. Remember, this was our range, right? Remember, I drew this up. So if you go back to about 7:30, 7:45, I think, in this live stream, so go back a half hour, I talked about this, breaking above here or breaking below here. If you didn't catch the breakout, then you basically had no drawdown. It would have just flew right through, and then now your stop is obviously over here and it pulled back a bit, which we knew was going to happen with the 8 a.m. spillover. So we always have like an 8 a.m. spillover for the most part, and that's what we got here. So now it'll probably bounce around. But if you're in the trade, I mean, stops over here should be okay. So hold yourself if you were in from down here. But like I said, this was your close right here. I mean, this is just be safe. Be consistent. You know, for me personally, I like closing at the end there, just because of the fact that I know the new hour candle's going to whip around. If I really want another entry, I'll look to take something above here to drive up further here. But really, 18 pips, that's good enough for 15 minutes worth of work.
Yeah, you know what I did? I had a position open from down over here, which I closed 90%, and I put stops at break even.
Yeah.
I'm letting the rest run if it goes to 136,600. Is there anything that could be improved from this trade? Maybe entry timing? No, not really. Like, my stop was there. I accepted my risk, and
Yeah, like our stop was right here at 65, 70. Like my stop was at 064, 136.064. We never really came close to that, to be honest. We dropped it to like 1.35, 088 at one point. So I mean, you could say it was close, but this support was really key. You could see once again, if you're looking, and this is a trade that if you want to evaluate this trade later, is you see we have rejection from the downside, but our higher time frames were pointing bullish. So you err, like Raj was saying earlier, on the side of probability and say that, hey, we should push up. Kerwin came in with the magic 5-minute candle, which did that, and then we were good. But this, once again, we knew because of the fact that we had this area of support here and the trend moving in this direction. It wasn't, I mean, you know, we joke it was a little stressful, of course, because GJ whips around, but now when you look at it from a higher time frame perspective, I mean, once the hour candle turned bullish, you really had no problems at that point, because you know GJ is going to pull, right? GJ can't pull 18 pips in 5 minutes if it's not going to go down that kind of move in, you know, like the same way. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't have a good move up without having potentially a good move down, right? So just keep that in mind.
I was waiting for this trade. Thanks. 3 trades this week, 2 wins, 1 loss. Oh, nice. Nice. I think this trade it was basically a complete commentary from profits, then to drawdown, and then back in profits.
Bro, I was like 2 pips away from stop loss. I just walked away, heard some screaming, came right back. I was in profit.
Yeah. Ooh, USD Cat also came up over here.
Yeah, so at this point, with GJ, your stop is literally right here. Manage it on the 15-minute and 5-minute time frames, and as soon as we break up a little bit further, you can keep trailing your stop a little bit each time. But you shouldn't have any problems. This should continue. Looking at the new hour candle, we should continue to push further up. I think you may have problems right around, well, we're in that problem range around 369, 400. We may have a bit of problems there, so just keep that in mind. But I mean, for the most part, if your stops are at above break even or your stops are in profit, you shouldn't care what's happening at this point. Think about it this way: if you care about what price is doing right now because you're in the trade, that means you should leave the trade. If you don't care what's going on, like Daniel put it perfectly, he's like, whatever, I had my stop in, I left, and I walked away, and then I heard screams, right? Like, that's the kind of attitude you should technically have right now if your stops are in break even or your stops are in profit. You should not care what price is doing because you should be saying to yourself, my next target is X. If it doesn't go to target X, it hits my stop loss at break even or in profit, or we hit target X. There should be no whining, there should be no wavering. If you have any of those doubts in your head, like the but word, like what if it does this but, you know, you should be closing your trade right now. You're not comfortable holding that. This is the simplest. I mean, Daniel hit it right on the head. That's the perfect way to approach trading. If you're comfortable, you should be able to walk away from your trade, throw your phone away, do whatever, and just let it run its course. If you're not comfortable right now, it's time to exit. And you can't go back and say, oh man, I wish it would have helped. Because if you wish it would have helped, then you would have helped. Like I closed my trade at 284 because that was my target. That was on my chart. I had 136, 287. I don't care if it goes to 137 today. That's not my issue. My issue was, where am I comfortable? Where do I want to leave myself so the rest of the day I can go off and enjoy what I'm going to do? So get that into your head, put that in your head. If at any point right now you have doubts about where GJ is going to go, or why it's going to go, or how it's going to go, close the trade and walk away. You have to. Otherwise, you're just going to ruin your psychology every single day that you're trading. You have to get used to the fact that when you make a decision, you live by that decision, and you can't go back on it. There's no redos. You either choose to close or you choose to keep open. You can't say, oh, I wish I would have done this. No, you have to make that decision ahead of time.
Yeah, I was actually advised, but as soon as I saw the
well said.
it was about 8 a.m. I joined the Zoom because I knew this Thing was gonna get rowdy.
I see 136. We got 600 hit today.
Yeah, I think 136 400 first, and then 136 600 is a pretty easy target. I mean, if we hit 136 600, I would say 137 is going to be pretty clean at that point.
Yeah, I'm just referring to that height. I
Yep.
think we're just going to match it.
Mhm.
And it goes either two ways. We either go a bit more up and then it pulls back. That's when everybody gets caught on the late buys. I bet yeah, that'll happen to someone.
Yeah, 605, 600. They get a minor pullback. Because we still need to create a lower high, higher low. I mean.
All right, I fixed the audio for the gulag here.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh, great question.
5 hours later.
How did you hold this trade if price was at 30-minute low? The Raja I know would have closed the trade in a point like that. What made you hold?
The Raja I know.
What made me hold was because that was the second chance I was giving my bias, and if I'm wrong the second time, then there's something wrong. So I trusted myself and I held it, and we reaped the reward.
It also helps when everybody else sees the same thing.
Yeah, that's true too.
It's like, oh, okay, well, Ted says it's good, we're good. Like, I mean, because look, this is your zone, right? So let's just simply look at where we had rejection points, and you can see what we've drawn out. This is a support line, which we use as reference. We say to ourselves, hey, at this line here, there's going to be potential problems. We don't know what the problems are going to be. They could be positive or negative problems, but there's going to be a problem here, right? So we know that. Then we look to the left and we say, okay, what's happened previously? We can see that there was, rejection over here, pulled down, and then we left. So we can say that this area here comfortably is a zone. If we know that that's a zone, we know that price going on the upside can return anywhere in this area. We can even maybe pop right to here. What we're looking to say afterwards is, okay, well, if this candle, for example, this candle right here, if it was to drive down, where does that candle finish? If that candle finishes over here still, this wick is part of the zone. It doesn't mean that now we're dropping. We have to see where the candle closes. So knowing that, and if we have that information and we know that this area is our zone, we can safely say, as long as candles do not break down past this zone and finish and start over here, we should be going up. So when you look to the left and you see this area here and you see this area here, you say to yourself, okay, well, we have an uptrend on the hour, the 4 hour, we have that information. We know that this is all, I would say before the North American Open. We know that. So what do we think is happening? Price is grabbing entries over here because everybody's anticipating that once the North American Open starts, we're going to have this push to the upside because volume is going to be increased. And what's happening is everybody that's in North America right now is saying, hey, what happened in London right now? London drove up. Okay, well, we need to catch that move now. Right? Think about this as a buffet, right? So you have Asia, you have London, and then you have North America, right? So Asia sets everything up. London starts the push, North America finishes the push. And where the push finishes with North America is based on your higher time frames. Because that, the majority of GJ, right? The pound and the yen, as an example, the yen market is already closed, the Japanese market's already closed, and the pound is starting to taper off. So we're getting the last push for that, and that last push comes in the North American session. So when you look at that and you start to anticipate what's happening, that's how you tell the story. And you can see now this is the candle for North America that's starting to drive up, and we said, you know, we're going to come to around 400, come around to 600. This candle is the candle that's driving, and we know that because the average candle movement on GJ is, you know, 50, 60 pips. You know, we see that all the time. So you put all that data together and you create a hypothesis, and that hypothesis allows you to say, hey, there's a high chance that we're going to continue moving up if we don't break this low. It has no, this candle here is irrelevant, right? This candle here is irrelevant. If I was to look over here at these candles, would this candle really make a difference to my trading? Probably not, because I have more positive bull candles than I do bearish candles. Whereas over here, there's all bearish candles, right? So we can't look at this one candle and say, oh man, this is it, we're going down. You have to look at probability from a standpoint of, hey, where do we think we're going to go with the most confluence? And when you look at that, trading becomes very, very mathematical, and it becomes very, very straightforward. It just becomes, at that point, the hardest part of trading is where do you place your take profit, and you know, are you comfortable with the fact that, you know, GJ just ran a train to 500 and you closed at 285 and you missed out on 20 pips? Yeah, I'm fine with that, because tomorrow's another day.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. This is just crazy. I'm pretty sure right here, people took buys, they closed buys, they took buys, they closed them, and now they're thinking, oh man.
Yeah, I mean, but it comes down to, you know, it's experience.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at what's happening and you're able to tell the story, and you tell the same story every day, this is, I mean, you know, we joke about stress trading and, you know, like, oh, it was coming to close to our stop loss. That's the whole part about trading anyways. You know what? Like, if it hit our stop, it wouldn't bother me, and it flew up. Hey, you know what? Well, lesson learned. I didn't place my stop accordingly. But here, you know, we were pretty good with the stop. I think super safe stop would have probably been over here, to be honest. This was a little tight. This was actually a perfect stop. Like, I mean, one of those textbook perfect plays, like the stop being right here. But this would have been your best stop loss down over here, like at 136, like maybe 136 even. 136.60 was a little tight. 70 was a little tight, but I mean, we survived. But that gave you your best risk to reward.
Gotta give it to Kerwin though, man.
Yeah,
gotta give it to Kerwin.
There's a lot of racks to be made today, buddy.
Yeah. A lot of racks to be made.
I mean, it comes with time, and you know, timing must be perfect, to be honest. And you need to be on top of this game. If you don't want to be like a slaughtered, like I mean, the market is not gonna treat you, you know, like your mom treats you. So if you're not prepared, the market's gonna kill you. So timing must be perfect. I mean, what's a nice setup? And yeah, I still believe we make reach huge numbers today.
Yeah, there's someone just said that I was against your 200 call, your 136 200 call in 5 minutes.
No.
Yeah, of course I was. I mean, I'm just looking at overall probability. I mean, what's the probability price is going to move six pips in 5 minutes? It doesn't happen all the time, but I mean, if it does, I'm going to take it. But I'm not banking on it, right? Like, I mean, people have to understand that difference. Where, you know, if someone makes a statement like that, of course I'm not going to be overly excited. I mean, if it happens, yeah, I'm going to be 100%. But I mean, is it going to happen on a regular basis? No, it's not going to happen on a regular basis. Do we know price was going up? Of course. I mean, do we want best case scenario? Yes, I'm always going to cheer for that, but I'm not going to hold my hopes on that 1 5-minute candle. I mean, the fact that it happened, that's great. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, people are so critical of things. So I mean, like I said, if you caught the buy, I mean, you should be very happy right now. You got the 400. You know, if you're looking at this 30-minute close, I mean, remember once again, your stop still has to hold here. Doesn't matter how high this candle goes, your stop has to be here still, because this 30-minute candle can pull back and still continue up. So at this point, if you reached here, take your profit, call it a day. If you still want to hold, hey, that's fine too. But remember, this candle could pull all the way back for a bit and do a bit of bounces before we continue on our way up, right? So keep that in mind. And here is a perfect example of a question that I don't like answering. Do you think you can wait for support to be established on 30-minute candles after 136,400, then go to 135,600? Or well, 136,600, I assume. Well, I mean, that question, once again, is personal preference. I think anything can happen on the charts. We don't know what's going to happen until it actually does happen. You have to plan for that, and you have to say to yourself, where am I comfortable, and do I believe that this 30-minute candle is making support? It's very hard for one candle to give you that information. So you may have to wait for a bit before you actually get that information. That's the problem with a lot of people's trading, is they don't wait for information. They just make assumptions. And I know you're not making an assumption by asking that question, but indirectly you are, because you're hoping for that to happen. So you really have to take a step back and just let the candles do the work and price do the work. And then when you have, you know, the difference here, you know, you have, as an example, down over here, how many candles here do you see that created this support versus how many candles here do you see, right? So that's sort of what you're looking at. You know, is price creating a support here? Yep. Is price creating a support here? We don't know. Who knows? I mean, there's no way of defining that until we see candles do that and then support is created. You have to choose. Okay, if I believe that this is going to create support now, then yeah, we could definitely go up to here. But if it doesn't, well, then we're going back down to here. It's comfort level. Another question I hate answering. Do you peel off some and let ride out, or just cash out? It's your comfort level. What do you guys want to do? You have to be comfortable with what you want to do, right? So think about it this way. If you right now are wavering on the fact that you have profits in your hand, well, not in your hand, but on your magical chart, and you're in profits, and that's bothering you, that there's a potential for you to think that you could lose those profits, then that means you have to close your trade. If you're comfortable letting that trade that you have open right now run to break even or run into a negative, then you hold the trade, right? So you have to make that decision. And there's no right or wrong answer. I closed early because that's what I was comfortable with. I'm happy with the profits that I took. You may not be happy with those profits, but at the same time, when you're not happy with something, there is a possibility you could lose everything. So once again, it's your comfort level. It's where are you planning to exit and why are you planning to exit? Simple, simple, simple things, and just stick to it. Once you make a target and you hit your target, you're done. That's it. Simple. There's no, I'm not looking at the charts anymore to look for another entry. Don't need to. Took my trade, I'm happy.
Yeah.
See gold going to 2K on Friday. Sure. Gold can go to 3K on Friday.
Just let me know when so I can put in my buys.
Well, usually Fridays we get a good pump for some reason. The last 4 Fridays we've had these massive moves up, so yeah. You look at the charts on every Friday, gold seems to have this massive push. It's like everyone's getting ready for the bar on the weekend or something. Going to get drinks.
I think gold hit 2,000 on the futures chart, didn't it?
Yeah, it's something crazy. It was funny because there was like a few weeks ago I was out with one of the guys that we trade with, and he had a gold buy. I think it was at 17. This was back in June, so it was 1734, 1735 or something like that. And it was Thursday night. We were eating dinner and we're sitting down, and he shows me his charts and he shows me his profit. And he's like, "Ted, what should I do?" And I'm like, man, wait till Friday because we're gonna explode. And I think that day it went to like 1790 or something like that. It was like it was at 1750 or 1760, and it did like a $30 move on that Friday. And from that point in June, I think it was June 7th. No, it was June like 16th or what? Hold on, I know the exact date on June it happened. Give me a second. I remember. I think it was like June 12th or something like that. June 12th or June 19th, we had that huge push. Actually, hold on. I should be able to calculate it based on when I went out to dinner. I can do the math.
Could have been 19th.
Yeah, it was the 19th. It was the 19th that happened. And gold just shot up that day on the 19th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went like from 44 all the way up to like 60 or something like that. Something stupid. It just flew.
Wow, and then 17th July, just no coming back at all.
Yeah.
Like if you look at candles like this, you're like, oh, going.
If you look at that big pullback candle, that's where loads of people lost money. I could just tell straight away.
Oh yeah, that huge stop hunt right here. Oh,
if you go back on the daily,
yeah,
is that on the daily?
Yeah,
go back down where before you shot all the way up. Yeah, that's it. Go a bit left. Yep, just before the last red candle on your right. Keep going right. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, man. I have no
just
idea
before it flew all the way up, that last red candle.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah, that's it. That's where loads of people are going to start selling, thinking they're going to call out buzzwords such as reversals or institutional bank BS and all that shit. And then they wonder why it flew up. And that's the same time the futures planted the word 1900 maybe already, a week before.
Yeah, so many people called reversals over in this area. Oh, it's at a high, it has to go down. I was just like, okay, have fun.
If you look at the 4-hour chart on that same area, it would look like a wedge, a bullish wedge. So if you follow that pattern, it's quite evident.
I always one thing I always stick by is one candle is not directional change. That's what I always tell everybody. It doesn't matter what time frame, it doesn't matter where you are in life, one candle is not directional change. And that's a perfect example.
Yeah, that's a good example on today's GJ on the half hour. If you look at that final red candle, that was bearish. That, again, that's a pullback. That's all it is just getting more orders. But people will sell it thinking reversal.
Yep.
It's only Wednesday.
It's unfortunate because people have these these educational nuggets that they've been told that this means this, and it's not right. Like it's not accurate at all, and people keep making the same mistakes. Like it's the same thing when like people call tops and bottoms. We talked about that. Like even if you go to EJ as an example, right? We talked about EJ. EJ finally started coming down this week. So remember we talked last week and we said, hey, we have to wait for the candle to reverse on the weekly. It finally just started happening this week. Next week will be your opportunity to take sells at that point. But the thing is, where were people selling from? People were selling from over here, right? They were selling from like over here, yeah. Right? People were selling from over here. And
everybody knew if you follow the trend, it was a buy. You can see it from space.
Yeah, but now it's like once we're under here, you have the opportunity on the next weekly candle to take sells on the way down. But think about the drawdown you're in when we went all the way from here, all the way up to this top point here, right? When people were selling. People were selling at this area here. This is where people were selling. Why? Because they saw this. That to me is nothing. That's nothing. This is still nothing. Because what if this is support to continue going further up? right?
I was
Like,
just going to say that because what's that? That's daily. So what would the weekly and monthly look
well,
like?
the weekly started to now reject, so I would wait to see another weekly candle to go down.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, right? So like when people do that, they hurt themselves. And now everyone says, "Oh, look, EJ's dropping." It's like, yeah, but you're in like a 90 pip drawdown. Like, who cares if it's dropping now? Like, eventually any pair will go the opposite direction. I mean, let's put it that way. Everybody, every pair will eventually reverse, but it's like, how much do you want to hold that reversal? Where now when the weekly candle on EJ starts to go bearish, the next week you'll get a rejection and you'll get the drop. And now you have no drawdown, you have nice comfortable trade, and the trend is starting to move that direction, not holding it all the way up here. Oh, now I'm in because you figure like this, literally everybody sold right here, right? This is where everybody sold at, like 122,500. So 122,500, right? Okay. This would be your drawdown, right? So this is your drawdown. So now we're at 124,200, right? So that's over, 200 pips? That's your drawdown. So now think about where you have to go to make that profitable. So 200 pips, you have to get down to here. This is where your take profit has to be for a 1-to-1 risk to reward. Think about that. Just think about that for a second. You have to sit in a 200 pip drawdown for a week or two, and then you have to wait another 3 weeks to get take profit, all because you decided that this was the way that you were going to take a sell in that position there.
See, that area you circled, say next week it may fall, but you may pick up buys from that area again.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's exactly it too, right? So when you think about it, it's like, does this make absolutely any sense at all? No. And people say, oh, well, now it's reversing. And it's like, yeah, but you're in a 200 pip drawdown. This is 2,000 pips on your MT4. You'd be looking at 2,000 if you were counting your pips. That's 2,000. It's not like 200 where, you're 20 pips in drawdown. This is 2,000. So figure on $1, you're $2,000 out. On $10, you're $20,000 out. Your $20,000 drawdown on a $10 lot, on a 10 lot, $20,000 drawdown. And now you're hoping that it reverses? Like, I don't know about you, but a 10 lot on a $20,000 drawdown, you figure you need to have what, proper risk management. You need a $200,000 account for at least a 10% drawdown on your total account, and then hope that it reverses. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense in my mind. Even if you're a swing trader, I still think there's better ways to get better entries on a swing trade by waiting for actual rejections and then following that rejection. It doesn't make sense to sell on an uptrend or buy on a downtrend.
Absolutely. Also, to add to what you said about the weekly, until you see an actual double top pattern or double bottom and head and shoulders, the common patterns, they have to develop on the weekly, and then it's a valid reversal. You can't do it off a 4 hour, 1 hour, and daily. It's all pullbacks.
So I guess this was the point where anyone who took these trades here, the buys on GJ or the buys on USD CAD, and won, I mean, that was it. This is the trade for the day. And I think like anyone in these trades should be done for the day now.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any reason to. Oh, 14 people disliked the stream. 14 people probably took sells on GJ. Come on, man. Come on.
Boom. Just give it a like.
How can you dislike free money? Maybe if you have a lot of money, or I don't know. Oh yeah, Ted wasn't here yesterday, so I told him that he's gone to Geneva to sign the documents for Illuminati.
Yesterday I was busy. I had a lot of other paperwork to do and stuff.
You're like, yeah, took his briefcases with cash to Geneva. Here's my deposit for the initiation fee.
Yeah, they also took
That's
blood.
not what Ted
blood
told
from
me. Well, you went to buy some stocks.
They took blood from me as well. Yeah. But I think, at the end of the day, I think a lot of people, they just have to, as you become comfortable with trading, just understand, make trading as easy as you can for yourself. If you see bullish candles, it's probably not a sell. Even if you want to take a sell, just think to yourself, hey, the charts have not told me it's a sell yet, even though I like the idea of a sell. We've reached a level, like think about it this way. Anytime you reach a key level on your charts that you've mapped out and you're looking at maybe a trend change, or you're saying, hey, it should reverse, sit back and just let the candles marinate for a bit. Maybe wait a day, maybe wait a half hour, maybe wait a couple hours. Because remember this, and write this down, tell this to all your friends that are traders. A trend is not one candle. It doesn't matter what time frame, doesn't matter where on the charts, a trend is not one candle. Just tell your friends that. For everybody that always says, I missed the entry, I missed this. You didn't miss the entry because a trend is not one candle. You will have multiple opportunities to get in there. If you can write that down on your computer, maybe have that as your screensaver, put that on your phone case, put that on your phone, your lock screen on your phone. One candle is not trend. You will be fine, because you'll always think, hey, I just saw a bearish candle. That means that there's probably going to be another one if the trend is changing. Same thing with a bullish trend. Hey, if we're going to go bullish, one candle, it's going to be a little bit more than that. If you can keep that simple idea in your head, man, trading becomes so much easier, because you will never turn around and say, I can't believe I missed that trade. I wasn't around, I missed it. You never miss it, because the trend is never going to be just one candle. And you will never miss a trade. You will always be excited, because you'll be like, hey, this candle just turned bearish. That means that there's another one coming. I can wait and I can plan to attack that one. You're never going to say inside your head, I missed a trade, because the trend is not just one candle. It's multiple candles. So you will feel so much better about yourself if you can just remember that little piece of advice. One candle is not trend change.
The trend is your friend.
It is. It is. The trend is your best friend. GJ 136.287. Can you tell me where that zone was? Sure, I can do that for you. If you look at the higher time frames, the hour chart, and you go back to July 20th and July 21st, you will see tops. That's all. If you look to the left, look at July 21st, you'll see where we have all that.
I have a runner on GJ which I entered at 135,600, so probably you entered it down over there. My target for the runner is 138,800 based on the weekly time frame. Should I let my stop loss at BRE, which is below the low of the current daily candle, or there's a place I can put in profit, has a low chance of getting us stopped out? Any number of things can happen. If I were you, I would put my stop below the 4-hour candle around 136, and I would just let it be. That's what I would do. So, either you want to secure profits, or you want to let it's personal preference where you want to put your stop loss, at break even or in profits. Because right now you're in a very free trade. It's a free trade, free money running. So it's all up to you where you want to secure.
Yeah, just close my runners.
Nice. Mr. Savage. I was talking to your brother, Raul, the Lambros.
Lambruda.
I told him yesterday, I'm like, dude, you can't wear slides when you're driving a Lambo. If your foot slips out of that, you're gonna die. He's like, no,
Bro,
it's all good.
I wear slides and Walmart outfits and like all that.
No, but I'm saying,
And let
like,
me tell you, like people always bash me on my comments. Like people will like say some things like, dude, like I don't understand. Like when I go to Wendy's as well, like people like there's just people on the internet sometimes they're just so
no, I was saying from a safety perspective because
I've
driven,
trust me, it's it's dangerous. No, it's dangerous. Oh no, trust me, no.
Because I launched my Tesla the other day, I had my slides on, and my foot slipped.
A Tesla is another level, like bro, like.
But when you push the gas, right? I'm just saying, like, your foot slips, like you don't have control over your shoe. You don't have control over, right? But he was like, no,
my car's way too fast, bro. I got smoked by one on the highway. I was like, oh yeah, never mind. Dude was trying to race me.
I just told him, I'm like, don't die before I come to Miami, man. He's like, no, it's all good.
The Gucci slides are really easy because they have a really nice grip, but the Balenciaga one, they just slide off, bro.
Well, that's what I have Jordans, and it's the same thing. My foot would just slip, right? And so I'm always hesitant to like really like floor it or do something silly in the car unless I have like actual shoes on. And I have like the same grip pedals because it's the performance version, so they give you those steel gripped pedals.
Bro, anybody in the stream right now can agree with me. Driving with brand new pair of Air Force Ones are the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know what those are, so I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have those fancy in Canada.
It's Nike, man. What do you mean?
I have no idea.
We're not with it, Daniel. I told Raul when we all go to dinner, we're gonna have a good conversation. You guys, we'll get Gucci'd out. Raja and I will get Gucci'd out by Daniel. We'll do a whole video blog.
if we're going to dinner, you're paying.
Yeah, I know.
I saw this month's track record. You can definitely treat me to a nice little 48-ounce steak. Just take a little bit home.
If you could
for the rest of the week.
Oh, I was about to say, if you could eat it at the dinner, I'll buy you a 48-ounce steak. I'll buy you the one with the gold plates on it too. If you can finish it in one sitting, I'll buy it for you. That's my rule of thumb. Don't buy food you can't finish.
Yo, so these are the Air Force Ones right here?
Oh yeah, the black ones, bro. Bro, those shoes when they're brand new, bro, you cannot feel anything. You can't feel the ground. Like you just feel your toes. Like, that shoe is a safety hazard. Let me tell you.
They're just regular shoes.
If somebody comes at you and they're wearing those shoes, be prepared to die. Like simple. If somebody's coming at you and they're wearing the black Air Force Ones, bro, be prepared to die.
Yeah, we have those before. I don't know if we still have those.
Yeah, we have them in Canada. It's just
I used to have a couple pairs.
What?
I'm not with it. I don't wear those things. I have other shoes that I wear. I wear those
back in high
slip-ons.
school though.
Yeah, the whole chat is laughing right now.
No, but they're like regular shoes. Like, what's so special about them?
No, they're like
old school,
posturepedic.
throwback.
They're posturepedic, right? If you got like foot problems, you wear those because of the big sole.
Oh man, those shoes you can't even bend. I mean, those are. I remember what Savage is saying right now is the truth, honestly.
Those are like those shoes that security guards wear, right? Like, or
Yeah.
Or the NBA refs.
You don't
the
remember
NBA refs
Air
wear
Force
them.
One?
I used to wear these kind of black shoes when I used to work security. Honestly, they would say wear black shoes, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get some black shoes. And
Those are the basic one. If you go like designs, they come in Gucci. They're designing Gucci, all type of crazy. They'll go all crazy with horses.
Yeah, you're only showing the low cuts too. Show them the high.
Yeah. The high tops are better.
I would never wear a high top.
This is hilarious.
Air Force One talks.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, there's an error that tells you everything you need to know. Don't go there.
Yeah. I'm not a shoe guy, so I have no idea about shoes.
Exactly. Well, you want to set people off. Talk about shoes, cars, or what's something else that'll set off the chat room? Like, just, like anything that's trending, if you turn around and you disagree with it, you'll just set off the gulag.
Just buy Vans. Vans are clutch. They look good on anyone.
My idea about shoes is when I go and buy shoes, I have a budget. My budget in my mind for shoes is $80. $80. I've increased it a little bit.
Vans are actually 45.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of buying Adidas Ultra Boost, and I was like, I went into the Foot Locker and I said, hey, I need a pair of shoes that are going to be super comfortable because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. And the guy's like, here, Adidas Ultra Boost. And I was like, okay, perfect. I put them on and I wore them. Man, he's like, and I went to the register, it was like $285. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God, it's one pipette.
I was like, this is ridiculous. $300 for a pair of running shoes? I'm like, that's insanity. And then I never bought Adidas Ultra Boost again. I bought Nikes, which were $95.
That was the best one pip profit I've ever spent.
Oh, man, it hurt me because I was like, I can't return them now. Like, I can't say to the guy I don't want them. I should ask what the price was before I put them on my feet.
Yeah, I can't because like once I wear shoes, I know after a week they'll get dirty, and that's money down the drain. Maybe some people take good care of their shoes better than me, but I run my shoes till they die.
Well, my shoes now have like paint on them. Like my Ultra Boost, I wear them like just like to cut the lawn and stuff now. So it's like I feel stupid. I got $300 pair of shoes cutting the lawn.
You got the white ones?
No, I had black ones.
Oh, okay. The white ones get super dirty. The ultra whites, they're like $400.
Yeah, I have Nike ones. The Nike that look like that.
The Roches.
I don't know what they look like. They have no laces though. They're just like
no lace. That's
yeah. There's no laces. They're just a slip-on.
You ever seen those shoes where you stick your toes in them? I just hate.
Oh yeah, the toe shoes. Those are pretty cool.
Oh my God, I just want to, and I've seen it at the gym. I just want to grab a 10-pound plate and just knock the guy out. Why is he walking around with?
It's more grip.
Of shoes.
Damn, I was really praying for 136,600.
You might get it still.
Maybe at 9:30. Yeah.
Like I've been awake for like 18 hours. Just.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, you'll get it. This 30-minute candle will flip and you'll continue up.
You know,
and I've been saying it for hours. I was like on my live. I started going live like 2 a.m. I was like, yo, I'm not going to sleep. Like you catch me on Raja's stream 6 a.m. I'm not going to sleep. 4 hours later, I'm on the stream. I'm still on the stream 7 hours later, bro. I need GJ to hit 136,600.
Yeah,
and gold to hit 1962.
You might get that by like London close.
Gold, you'll get that in a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's just goofing around. It's got to break 1961 first. 1961 seems to be a hard resistance right now.
Yeah, that's where my take profit 2 is at. No, my take profit 2 is it was 19.
Yeah, you get like this new like the higher time frames. If this daily candle can hold bullish support, then you'll find it'll probably come in tomorrow or Friday. We'll break up again for gold. It's just really at a bad spot right now.
Well, based on this 30-minute, there's a huge rejection, so I think it can continue up, get that wick fill, and yeah, maybe just hit
shouldn't have closed my run.
600.
What do you think about the thought process you shouldn't do any jobs that are not worth the money you save versus the money you would have made at the same time? Well, technically mowing the lawn is not dumb. Mowing the lawn is therapeutic. And mowing my lawn, I do it at a time where there's no money to be made. And that is the reason why I would do that job. I think mowing the lawn is fun. I like to take care of my things that I have. It has nothing to do with costing me money or not costing me money. There's things that you do that other people could do for you, but you do them because you enjoy them. I could have a chef cook my meals every day of my life for the rest of my life, but I don't care for that. Would it make my life easier? Of course, but that's not what I'm interested in. So we also have to understand that you pick and choose what you wish to put your time and effort into as well. But that's cool. Jack of all sales. He makes lots of sales because he sees the value in doing things that other people should do for him.
Hey Raja, quick question, brother. Actually, I had somebody in my Discord ask me. He's like, "Hey, can you ask Raja if going to the gym has that helped you clear your mind when it comes to trading?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cause like now you got stuff to do, you know. Cause when you're at the gym, focused, you're not thinking about trading, you know. But when you're not at the gym, you're not doing anything. You have your charts open. And
don't get me wrong, but I know a lot of traders that are just muscles and no brain, and they don't know how to trade. So
yeah, like I mean, going to the gym. If you regularly go to the gym, you understand that like, you know, you're getting strong. It takes time, you know. So once you really understand, like you know, it took you a lot of time to move from, let's say, 40 pound to like 80 pounds. Then you're like, okay, trading is gonna take the same amount of time. You know, like there's no shortcut. I mean, it's just like a routine, and I think it's really.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the gym because it challenges you on a mental level, and there's no real risk to going to the gym. There's only positive upside. So it's a real good confidence booster, right? Like if you were ever feeling down about yourself, or you're ever feeling like, hey, you know, like I'm not worth the weight that I am, like going to the gym gives you that, you know, that ability where, I mean, you don't want to say it, but you can look at somebody else and be like, man, I'm glad I'm not looking like that guy. Or I'm glad I'm lifting a little bit more than that guy. Or I'm glad I'm able to do that better than that guy. Like you don't have to go up and say it to them. But if you needed a confidence booster, and I'm not saying this from a negative perspective, like don't turn around and be like, oh, you're just staring at the fat guys. It's like, no, what I'm saying is you see everybody in all different shapes and sizes all trying to better themselves at the same time. So it's a place of comfort, because people that are going to the gym are looking for self-improvement, right? Narcissists, you know, that don't feel that they need self-improvement don't go to the gym, right? What do they say? Oh, I already look good, right? But people that are going to the gym are looking for self-improvement. No matter what that self-improvement's for, they're doing something positive, right? It's like, oh, I want to have abs so the girls touch me. Or, you know, I want to have big biceps so, like, you know, I look good at the club. Like you're doing something to make yourself feel better, but but everybody's there doing the same thing. So there's no judgment. And I think that's the best place to go if you lack confidence, you lack self-esteem. Because if you go to the gym and you've never been there before, you're like, oh man, this place is intimidating. But it's the opposite, because if you go to the gym and you're going to lift a weight, if you walk up to a guy and he's on a break and you're like, hey, can you give me a spot? 99% of the time, the guy's going to be like, yeah, no problem. Because you know what? It's like it made him feel good that you asked him, because it's like, man, you trust that guy. And second of all, it's like you're pushing yourself to do better, and that person recognizes it. And the best people to get spots from are the guys that are massive, that are bodybuilders, that they're monsters, because they remember the time where they weren't monsters, where they weren't as big as they are. And man, they give you tips, they talk to you, because it's an ego boost for them, because it's like, man, you recognize the work that they put in, and that makes them feel good. But then, man, they want to give it back to you and help you out, and they'll be like, yeah, just watch your form here, or do this or do that. So like, you know, anybody who's never been to the gym or is afraid to go to the gym, it's a total opposite. You should be going to the gym every day. You should be working out. You should be enjoying it. Talk to a few people there. I don't mean carry on conversations, because some people are there to work, right? But man, if you have a chance just to talk to a guy that's doing something that you want to do, they'll give you 5 minutes of their time. They always do. And I remembered that even when I was like 17, 18 years old going to the gym. There were guys there that were bigger than me, and I remember the personal trainers, they would walk up to me and they'd be like, hey, you know, you're a tall guy, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it was just little tips. And I was never intimidated by the gym ever again. When I first went, I thought, man, everyone's just going to make fun of me because I'm a skinny kid. But no, it was never like that. It was the opposite. People want to see you succeed there because they know that it took you a lot to get there in the first place. And once you're there, man, it's like a sanctuary. Everybody's there trying to level up, and everybody's there to help each other.
Someone said that I want to go to the gym, but I don't like going alone. The thing is, when you go to gym for like, let's say 2 months straight, you start seeing the same people.
Yep.
And it's like that camaraderie like you build with those people. Like now when I go to the gym, I see the same people I've seen like for the past 2 years. And when we walk by, we're like, hey man, how's it going? Hey, this and that. And slowly you start conversating with them, you start networking with them. It feels good. Like,
oh yeah. Like I do that all the time. Like in my like when I go at 10:30, I always call it the retirement hour because it's all the retired guys there. And it's like, man, I talk to them, you know, there's real estate brokers, there's guys that own property, developers and things like that. We just chit chat, you know, like, how's the market today? What'd you guys do this morning? Because they know that we're, you know, we do the live stream. Obviously they don't know anything about the internet because they're all like 80 years old, but it's, you know, like same thing. You see the same people every day and, you know, it's a camaraderie. You're right.
So you're basically working out and working at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's the most interesting part is? I started to go to the gym at like, you know, 10:30, and everyone who would show up at 10 in the morning to the gym, those are all like entrepreneurs, you know, like guys who were doing well. So you would ask like, okay, if this guy is not at his job, like what does he really do? That he's at the gym at 10 a.m. and everyone else is at work. You know, you got your soccer moms who come in, like, you know, when husbands go to work, they go to the gym, you know, they work out. You got you got the old heads who come in. You got the guys who work night shifts, you know, they come in the morning. I always ask the biggest guy to help me in the gym. You're right, I do that. And sometimes, you know, when they see me lift and spot me, they give me tips. They're like, hey, you know, you could do this like this, or you could do that like that. Like, oh, okay, man, thanks. Next time I have a problem, I know who to call.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters. Muscle busters.
Yeah, it's like even now, like even on Call of Duty, I have friends on Call of Duty now. I'm a good player on there. They like, hey, can I be your friend? I'm like, oh man, okay.
What? You have friends?
Yeah, I have friends on Call of Duty now.
You doing that to me? Okay.
Well, you're not on all the time. I'm on there 8 hours a day now.
Huh?
No,
I was on there all day.
Now Mac is jealous.
What's your workout playlist? I have no workout playlist. I listen to music when I work out. Yeah.
I didn't know you play Call of Duty.
Oh, all the time. I'm level 135 now.
Yeah, we kill it.
I need to get off the PK, the PKM. I gotta get to something else now.
I'm still with my MP7. We kill it though. Plunder.
Yeah.
We should play after.
Okay. I gotta play after when I come back from the gym because I had to book my gym time.
Oh yeah, that's
it's the appointments. You gotta make the appointments. But you know what the funny thing is with the appointment thing now is all the guys that work at the gym, like all the you know, the people that work there, they all know everybody. So it's like actually made the gym even friendlier. You know, they're like, hey, how's it going? What's going on? You know, and they recognize you because you're coming in at the same time all the time. Before you were just like a face, right? Like you would just buzz in or they just wave you through because they see you every day. But now like they know your name. It's like, you know, it's like personalization.
Mr. Bookman.
Yeah, it's good for, I think it's good for the gym for like personal training because, you know, like they get to interact with all the people that are coming in and it's a good sales opportunity. Like if you want to be a personal trainer, like you can just talk to people and people get like, they feel there's more of a relationship there.
You know, I kind of like my dad bod, you know, 6-pack sound cool and everything.
Yeah, I'm dying for the gyms to reopen in New York.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna head off over here.
Bye, Rakeel.
Hope no one overtrades and loses the profits.
Yeah, man.
Pretty sure it's gonna happen, but hope we can only hope, right?
Deal with it. Deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it.
Take care, man.
See you guys.
All right, take care.
You listen to that, Daniel.
What?
18 hours, that's enough.
Oh no, I'm gonna